Updates for. So I, clarification board meeting, June 17th, during
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stacy Alford. Yeah. Here, Eric Beckman.
Here.
Dan Fox.
Here.
Jane Blank.
here.
Scott Phelps. Trevor Collin.
Here.
Kathy North.
Here. Okay, would you all please turn off your cell phones? For silence them. And please stop text during the meeting as it's against the Open Meetings Act. And could we have approval of the agenda? Most of my folks is supported by that. We approve the agenda as it stands. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We have public comment agenda items only. Please be respectful and keep your comments to 3 minutes.
You're doing it to approve the minutes. Right.
Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so it's not. Not. Okay, could we have approval of the minutes, please?
Well, since I pointed it out, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Eric, and approve and second by. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, public comment. Is there any public comment? Public comment. Moving on. Request for payments.
Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Fox. To approve the expenditures. Oh, is there a discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, this is all.
Okay. Phelps.
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Aldrich. Yes. Beckman.
Yes.
Blank.
Yes.
Collin.
Yes.
North.
Yes. We have a budget amendment, Peter, would you?
Sure. This is the final budget amendment. Our fiscal year ends here June 30th, which is one to 2 days away. So the first line items are increased revenues from the city of Saugatuck, increased revenues from the city of Douglas, a decrease of revenue collected from the township. And then there's some other increases in fire services revenue, increase in basically inspection fees, plan review fees, and cost recovery. A very large grant / donation for the year, interest increase, sale of one of the wrecked vehicles. And overall increase in assets or increase in revenue that we originally budgeted a year ago. And then we've got some increased costs, medical costs increase, small, and their special events increase, and all both wages, and the professional service increase, a lot has to do with legal fees. Then we have increased expenses in equipment for repair and maintenance and equipment in vehicles. And then an increase in the general insurance, liability policies. And then right now we've increased that 200 for long-term capital. Those are all the operating increases right there. That long-term capital is big, but we had the truck, we had that grant, the donations. What we're going to do in July is probably, so keep it all in the same fiscal year. We're going to pay the truck, the cab, and pad it like one city. So we have enough, one between the donations And then 2 of the carryover excess, because we approved last year, we increased the mills from 2.5 to 2.5 mils. And we never brought the 3 new firefighters on until we were almost at the first year. So we have the cash available this year and get the expenses to that truck paid, what's basically done in this current fiscal year. And then, so that's balanced budget, and then the last 4 are, you see, the numbers changed, the far left column, 206, 210, that 210 fund is basically the fund that controls all the training center or live fire training center, so, and we control the books on that, but it's 7 different other groups, but the auditors want us to have some kind of a budget adjustment put on there, so. And that was basically the first, $6,000 or like $10,000 for the grants, donations, and membership fees that the other departments paid, and we also paid, and there's some professional services, and expenses to operate and maintain or whatever improvements we had, so that also included into our budget adjustment, because it's on our books, and otherwise auditors are gonna ding us if we don't, we just left it all at 0. But it's kind of like somebody else's money that we share. I don't know if somebody has any questions. The revenue expense sheets on the back page, so that sheet includes this adjustment. We should be in pretty good shape to go over balance this year.
Does somebody want to make a motion to approve?
I make the motion to approve the budget adjustment.
Second by Phelps. To approve the budget adjustment. There's a roll call vote.
Beckman,
Yes.
Phelps,
Yes.
Aldrich. Yes. Fox,
Yes.
Brookline,
Yes.
Colin,
Yes.
York.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on. Financial report.
So on the back page, pages 11 and 12, basically you approve the budget adjustment for fiscal year. And collected just shy, was right at 99.94% of the revenue projected. Here are all the expenses. And then we still have, probably about 2 more payrolls. We have to pay on call payroll for the month of June, you have to pay in this fiscal year, plus the payroll and a half of the career firefighters. So at these books, and then we have a, incidental, the light bill, electric bill, phone bill, fuel bill, we're operating with them. So right now it says year-to-date balance, which would be the center of the page, that column there. Right now, it says we have an excess of $740,000 of, revenue over expenses, but we got 160 or 180 grand we're gonna pay for that truck, and we still got payroll. We're gonna roll over a large sum of money into our basically fund balance. We're gonna need it sometime. Trucks aren't getting cheap. So that gets brought up, there is a large net, because we raised the millage and we're on schedule for 100 community people in July, and it just took time to get that all on board.
What kind of percentage is that fund balance? They do the audit.
Ours, I want to say before, we were under $1 million, so we were probably about 35% of fund balance. But back, I've always said our problem is we need all that cash because we don't collect a dime until almost December, so. And nothing in this business is cheap.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's move on to, fire chief comments.
Okay, welcome everyone to the June fire board meeting, so notable. We'll speak more about this in the special meeting, but another record month in May. 4 out of 5 months have been record breakers. We're up 92 calls in the month of May, 60%. Understandably, we have a long response time east of Old Allegheny Road in Blue Star. It's challenging to get there. Nothing nothing to worry about yet. Into June it should be, or into July it should be done. We went from 6:34 to a little over 7 minutes on response east of Old Allegan Road as the construction. Other than that, everything is pretty typical, actually down overlapping calls. Everything else is pretty much true to the matrix that we follow, nothing out of the ordinary. A lot of drone calls, and touch on that for the special meeting. The drone demands are significant. Again, we'll dig into that special meeting, it's okay with you. Nothing further on incidents, and if you don't have any questions, I'll move on. Yep. The drone is a shared resource. So for those of you, just to remind you, the drone was purchased as a collaborative project. Hamilton Fire Department, Nebraska Fire Department, and Saugatuck. So we each own a third of that. We pulled our resources, budgeted for it, and bought a very sophisticated drone that has a thermal imager in it. It also has a higher resolution camera. It's about 30 inches in diameter, very advanced. And fortunately, unfortunately, it is more advanced than the counties. So the county will call us. I mean, we have missing kids, missing elderly frequently enough. So it gets called down to 190. It's called down to Pullman, Lee, those areas. So pretty much in demand. There's a trailer that's dispatched. The trailer is kept at Hamilton Fire. And we have more and more people. Riley is training for a pilot. Brad, we have a number of people that are pilots. We actually are going to add 3 more. You know, Caleb will be in that. Kevin and Phil, those are already doing that. The other 2 are in school for EMT. Immediate cost. I know we have mutual aid. We are. Neighboring departments were not permitted to do cost recovery to them. Yeah, so what we had hoped for is, could you at least help us with something, since your drones are sitting in your trunks? So far, I haven't penetrated that. You should ask. It's the county. Yeah. And somebody gets their kid back and say, hey, there's always something, you know, yeah. That's a $34,000 drone, so it's quite an expensive piece of equipment, but certainly I predict in 5 years. In the subject department, the MLE role. No water rescue. If they haven't seen that. Anything about that? So our goal is to have our drone equipped with that arm that can take out a life jacket. Helps in that. Our drone can fly in much more severe wind weather. We need the arm. That's a third-party vendor who makes that. And would that become part of the, and then on top of referring to the MLE? I don't know what that all stands for. Probably. Somebody that probably.
Well, actually, it's not, but someone that lost their daughter's name was Entry, and they donated half of it.
Right.
It stands for.
Very useful tool, particularly for spotting for high wave action, where you can't see the head of somebody struggling. Just send the drone out, and that's what they look for. And ours has a long life of flying time. We have a lot of batteries, we can bring it back, deploy it, get it back out there quickly. So there's a lot of need. Fortunately, we have needed it. Unfortunately. We don't know. Who has one is Benton Harbor has one, and we've heard about it. And there's another department that has one. We never got the cost on it. But that is the next wish list to get. We had to buy some monitors, a generator for the trailer, some equipment for the trailer, that pretty much went this out. We'll probably let you know next meeting. Okay, well. Next up, community risk reduction. In your packet, you'll see, I think it's page 13, you'll see. Pretty typical, most of the hours or most of the time spent is on short-term rental inspections. That keeps out all the activity. Next up would be fire prevention hours at the school, of course, that details for the summer. We won't have any activity until school starts. Then we have Michigan fire fatal statistics. Year to date, we unfortunately have 55 deaths on 53 fires. 10% decrease and no increase in fires. Everything else is typical where the origin is, point of origin. For our situation, we had 2 fires in 7 days. Both great stops on both levels. One an oven fire and one an appliance fire. The appliance fire, we were out on the water training with the county. In the lake off the North Shores. And we were still able to stop it. We will touch on it in our special meeting, but the key to that fire was the door. Power for the door. And we'll talk more about that. Next on the agenda, cost recovery. Happy to report to you that we've received a $1,730 payment for illegal burn. Grant applications, nothing yet. Certifications. Sean Mars, one of our officers, paid on call. He is a chief fire officer 2 level. He has 1 more level to go. So we'll plug into that. EMTs, we have our very own Caleb, who has passed the written and practical. He has 1 more test to go. National Registry. These guys are gonna help you right here. I'm life. Okay, gonna hold you to that. Caleb is one of them, Brad Escobar, Marcy, and Kevin Stevens. So not an easy test to pass, and they did. So National Registry will be coming up soon, I assume.
Yes, sir.
And that concludes my chief comments.
Maybe we should talk a little bit about this past weekend. You had 19 calls this past weekend. I think there was 2 or 3 that were triple overlapping calls. There was several that, I think there was 8 that were overlapping calls, and some of that 8 were triple overlapping calls. So it was a very, very busy weekend at the fire department, and I want to congratulate all the guys that worked and helped. It was a very
Kyle,
challenging weekend.
how was that weekend for you?
Could be better.
And Kyle was shorthanded 1 person. And we also had a special event to cover. As you know, if we can do it, great. We didn't put anybody on for the special event, it was a town prior one. So we had 2 intersections we had to block. Kyle had 3 calls, correct?
Yeah.
He couldn't do it, never got down. So they have to be prepared for this themselves. So fortunately, they did respond to that, town prior incident, correct?
Yeah, you did.
But they were running around quite a bit, so there was a lot of activity. We averaged 3 calls per day. So it would be 6 calls, we did 19. They did.
And we were really lucky because I was listening to the radio and the storm south of us. They were just chattered constantly about down lines and. Trust and blessing. So. Good for us and good for them.
That's good for you, Kyle.
Attaboy.
Well. sometimes you need to- So moving on. We have unfinished business, none, new business, none, correspondence, none. So we're back to public comment. Do we have any public comment? Can you comment on anything? Okay, moving on to fire board comments. Eric,
Just wondering if we ever got an update about having our meetings at that township.
Oh, I did ask about that. and-
Yeah, they approved it.
Yes,
They
yes.
approved it.
Yeah, I
Can we
have
move it
a
over there
copy.
now?
Up those stairs.
We don't know, we have to see. No excuses, we've been rather busy.
Yeah.
And there's some things you'll notice, two things not on the agenda were the special events, which is still in progress. No, special events aren't on there. There was one other one. So we had to kind of keep up, our May, June was like July. So we have to confirm that our audio visual will work over there. So we can segue into their system. Make it go. So we haven't made that move yet. Yeah, right away, I think Stacy.
They're better chairs.
Yeah, better chairs. Much better chairs. Much better.
Okay.
That's why I wanna go up there.
Anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. Hey, I'll take a motion to it.
I'll support.
Hey, Kathy, Stacy, all those in favor, please say aye.
Meetings of old.
New record.
Yeah.
So we can just hang out until 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah.